2015, I'd been made redundant, baby in my belly, 6 months pregnant, maternity leave taken away, still in that vibration of the victim. I put my head under the quilt in my bed and I went under there for 2 weeks and I was depressed. I was scared. I felt like this money had been taken away from me. This money that was going to see me through 6 months maybe before I went back to work and to have this time with my baby, it got taken away from me. And I expected that. I'd been programmed to believe that that's how you have babies. You know, you go back to work. And then I realized that that is what I'd done with my first baby, and that made me really miserable because I missed her first milestones, I missed her smile, I missed those experiences, and 2 weeks into my low, pulled that sheet up off my head, and I realized this was the best opportunity I'd ever been given to actually create a life where I could be mum, present mum, to this second child, where I maybe didn't even need to go back to work, because when I was honest, that maternity leave would have probably lasted 4 months and no more. We didn't have savings. So I had this opportunity to create. It was like something snapped in my brain. It was like something that I believed suddenly just wasn't true anymore. And for you, you will have these things that you believe. Everything that you see right now in your world, you see it that way because you believe something. You believe it's that way, you see it's that way. One of my favorite things about writing my book has been learning about the hero's journey. And we see the hero's journey play out in all books, all movies. And it's this idea that these challenges, they actually transform us for the better. The hero becomes the hero because the hero faces adversity, faces challenge, and actually learns something in the process and becomes better for it and comes home transformed. And when we go through these adversities, when we go through these challenges, we come home to our soul. We come home to our soul. Our soul is this connection between the mind, our will, and our emotions. But what if our mind, our will, and our emotions is all programmed by these experiences that don't get us to see the hero's journey in our experience? They get us to see that we're a victim to this experience and we don't learn from it. We don't change through it. We don't transform. And we never become who we truly are on the inside with that true free will. We never birth that truth. My journey, I feel, has been about birthing my truth, the truth of who I am, away from the things that happened to me and the things that I began to believe about myself because of those experiences. And it's been this epic journey. And I think thanks to that step into business. I mean, when I stepped into business in 2015, it didn't go well. Like, I've spent years learning how to hit my goals. Like, I had to, like I said, like something just snapped in my brain that day. The day that I realized that maternity leave, it wasn't the way things had to be. And from that day, I've continued to snap these belief systems. I've continued to snap these realities and change them and start to see the world in the way in which I want to see it through my own free will, aligned to the soul and the truth of who I am. And how has that helped me in my business? It's helped me to break through the blocks that we have. When we think about growing a business, sales, talking to people, getting up on stages, public speaking, sending direct messages, pushing through the discomforts that we have, putting ourselves out there and getting visible. That's how I created the personal story formula, is that hero's journey. The fact that we've all been through these experiences, and that story is what will attract your audience to you. It will attract your audience to you when you're able to really connect with the story that is going to call them in and build trust really, really quickly. But the thing that I learned delivering this offer, this service, this package, this coaching over the last couple of years is just how much of the work that I do, it's not necessarily anything to do with social media. And while I give this incredible strategy that works over and over and over again, it works because we do the inner work. We create the internal shift to create those breakthroughs, those snap moments of that reality that we have around something that is making us see ourselves and our world in a certain way, which just creates the mirror, right? We are the mirror. Nothing external to us, that there's nothing. We are the mirror. Who we are, how we show up, what we do, the actions we take, we are the mirror. Which means we have to get in and we have to get underneath the feelings that we have. What is the feeling that drives you getting into your DMs and sitting there and not sending any, or not answering them, or not asking the question, or not asking people to get on a call? What is the feeling that stops you sharing your story? What is the feeling that has you seeing the situation that you're in and feeling victim to it and not feeling capable or powerful to creating something entirely different? And I had an experience this morning where I don't know, it was almost like I went outside of myself and I looked back in, because I set my alarm for 4 a.m. because on a Wednesday I love going to boxing at the gym, right? It's an epic class. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I just love it. But this morning I set my alarm 4 a.m. and when it went off, I just didn't feel it. I was like, I'm tired. Bowie's been teething. I've not been too well. And I've had the 3 children to look after while my husband's been really unwell. And I decided to snooze the alarm. But I'm so used to getting up early because I get up and I do this morning ritual before the kids get up. And it makes me feel superhuman. I'm happy to share it with you. If you want it, reach out. 7 steps will change your freaking life. But this morning I just didn't. But I'm so used to getting up that I couldn't fall back to sleep. And it was interesting because when I started feeling into going to the gym and this decision about whether I should go to the gym, I realized that I was feeling all the feelings from past experiences going to the gym, right? The hard shit. The fact that, it gets me out of breath and it makes my muscles ache and it pushes me to my limits and it's not easy. And it was all of that was coming in and just telling me that I shouldn't go to the gym this morning because it's going to be hard. Instead of my focus being what I feel like after I've done that boxing session and the parts that I love, it's like the brain has this hardwired instruction. Right? It goes straight to, and this is your reptilian brain, it goes straight to the bad shit, the worst case scenario, the hard stuff. And why does it do it? Because it has to keep you alive. It has to keep you alive from the minute you took that first breath when you came out of the wound. The womb, not the wound, the womb. The minute you took that first breath, it was to live. It was to be alive. And yes, darling. Okay, I'm going to come straight out, okay? I'll come and sort it out. I'm going to cut this short because I have to go out to my baba. But these irrational fears get created, right? And it's your irrational fears that stop you doing the things that are good for you, that stop you progressing your business forward. And if you want to give that shit up this year, if you want to stop being a victim to your mind and to your emotions, and you want to increase that free will, then we have to get in and we have to get into and underneath the programs. We have to start creating a deep identity shift into alignment with your soul's frequency, with the truth of who you are. And I'm going to be creating that experience for you across 3 days on the 22nd of January. It's called Birth Your Truth. It's going to be the most incredible event. Like, I'm so excited. Every time I think about it, I just, my soul lights up. And we are going to have 10 sessions. And each of those sessions are worth, value-wise, between $500 and $1,500. And I am not charging anywhere near that to get on this 3-day experience. So you're getting multiple thousands of dollars of value for, I'm not going to tell you how much because you've got to come and ask. And now you might be getting that irrational fear, saying, I can't afford it, which is taking your free will away to become who is going to create your success. to create that success, you have to have those snap moments. You have to have those snap moments over and over and over and over and over again. This thing that I believed about myself, this thing I believe about my world, these beliefs that are creating this identity that is not showing up in her true fucking power. You got to snap those beliefs. You got to break those belief systems, and you got to start shifting. You've got to start becoming. We're going to be going deep into money in this event because we have so many belief systems about money. And while I'm not there yet, if I was, I'd be a multimillionaire. I'm not, but fuck, I'm so far ahead of where I was when I was down on my knees in a food bank in 2017. Because when I started my 2015 business, my business in 2015, I was just so stuck behind my own shit, which took me to that place of despair, like falling to my knees. You don't have to fall to your knees to have the biggest breakthrough of your life. But we take ourselves there because we stay victim to what we believe. We stay victim to our mind and our emotions. And it doesn't, I think my passion is to say it doesn't have to be that way. And that story, that hero's journey, that is what will create your success. That is what will change everything for you if you can start to change your perception of where you are and start to be open to the fact that you are in a paradigm. My breathwork mentor calls it a reality tunnel. And that's from a book, Prometheus Rising. It's such an incredible book, but it's the reality tunnel. It's what you see from what you've been through. And it's not the truth. It's not your truth. And there's an opportunity to birth your truth. And I'd love you to come and take that journey with me. 22nd of January to the 24th. Massive, epic sessions, personal coaching. I'm going to jump off now because I can still hear my little girl crying. And if you want tickets, you got to DM me. You got to DM me fast because we're almost sold out on this event. And again, I'm getting that excited feeling again. Do this with me. It's going to be incredible. And I will speak to you soon. Bye-bye.